Hello everyone, I'm Shen Yuan, the founder of Joint Commonwealth Fund or JCF. We're a crypto index fund to make basic income universal. So today at JCF Weekly, we're going to talk about an interesting topic, which is, do rich people's children have to work? Okay, so probably we all have to work one way or another, mostly for making money, earning money, and for living. This is probably the states of most people. Most people we know or most people around us are doing this. However, for some of the lucky few, those who are the children of Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, or Elon Musk, those people, when they were born, actually their family, their parents are already quite wealthy. So even if we're not referring to the mega riches, if you're living in a good families with certain assets in estates, probably by the time you are born, you don't really have to work for your living, okay, for life. So the question is, do they really have to work, the children of these families? Well, the reality is they not only work, they probably work just as hard or even just as actively and dedicatedly as the rest of us or as most of us. Why? Now, this is an interesting question. So I like to refer to, there's this, the founder of Foxconn in Taiwan, Terry Guo. He's actually, one of the most richest person in Taiwan, one of the billionaires here. He has this ideas about, this saying about between the age, when he reviews back his life, between the age of 25 to 45, he said that he was working for money. Between the age of 45 to 65, he was working for his ideals. And beyond age 65, he hopes that he could work for his interests or hobbies, works for fun, works for his, whatever he pleases to do. So he also says that when you're working for money, it's easy to get tired. When you're working for your ideals, you can sustain hardship, difficulties. And while working just for pleasure, for your interests, well, you never get tired. So probably a lot of these children of wealthy families, although they don't have to work for money for a living, they definitely are working for their ideals and or their hobbies. So probably they are in a better and freer state than most people. Now, one interesting question now is, can most of us or the rest of us be like that? And I'd like to ask a more extreme version of this, which is it possible for all the society members to also enjoy this by the time they're born? Well, one interesting question or way to look at this is, actually it is possible, because if you look at the total wealth of the world or of a nation, at least in developed countries, it's actually quite a lot. Let's just use an example like US. For US, the per capita income is about 50,000 US dollar, well, 50 or 55, above that. So that's actually quite a lot of money. If you times 4, and divide it by 2, that will actually give you, okay, basically about 100,000 US dollar, well, if times 4, that would be like 200,000 US dollar. So 200,000 US dollar, that's about, what a family of 4 will be earning per year. So that's actually quite a lot for, for any kind of family to live quite good. You don't have to, you can have a very decent life. So the question is not really about whether society as a whole has enough resources to support everyone, to have a decent life. And so that they don't actually have to work for living, but they can work for, ideals or pleasure. But why is that not happening? Well, very simply, it's because right now the wealth or income or assets distribution is highly, unequal. It's very extremely, there's a high income and wealth gap and disparity between the very rich, the rich and the poor. And it's actually getting worse and worse. And I would not say this is the fault of the wealthy, of the rich, or they necessarily have bad intention. It's very simply, the result of a free market economy under a capitalistic society. It's very simple, because you earn by, whether you're doing good in the free market. So for people who are entrepreneurs, who are investors, who are, making money with their money, the system allows them to accumulate wealth at a much higher rate and speed than people who are, working to earn with their time or with their scale. So that's just how market economies work. This is not really something, anyone intentionally or with bad intention wants that to happen. It's simply what happens when you have a free market. Now, the question is, can we actually do something better than the current model so that everyone by their birth actually don't have to work for money anymore and can simply live a better life in terms of living out their ideals or work for pleasure? So this is one interesting question we like to raise. And from the total wealth of society, or, let's say even the earth, we believe that that's entirely possible, because technology advancements already have achieved such productivity rise that everyone on earth actually are able to live a decent life. The only reason it hasn't happened is really about the disparity, the unequal distribution of such wealth or such assets, the benefits of the fruits of humans' ingenuity. So it might be time for us to do something about this. So if you are interested, how we are doing this to help, the world to move towards direction, we encourage you to go to our website, which is jcf.world, to have a better look at how we are approaching this issue. So essentially, we're trying to build up a fund that's funded by a community of people who are like-minded and who would like to move into this direction of achieving a world where people don't really have to work for money anymore, but they can simply, have their basic living necessities be protected by a system, much like what's being advocated called universal basic income. And then, based on that, they can live a life towards their ideals and or even work for pleasure. All right, so this is this week's JCF Weekly. And if you like our content, please do come to our YouTube channel or Facebook to like us or subscribe to our channel. And you're also very much welcome to go to our website, jcf.world, to have a look at how we are approaching the issue of wealth inequality and maybe financial freedom for all. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.